call the East Cocalico Township meeting to order, June 18th, 2020. Please rise and pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the
flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We were going to do this video call-in, but we had technical difficulties, so we won't. This meeting will be recorded. The meeting was advertised in the Ever Review that we're having a meeting here, so we could have more people attend. Yeah. Okay. If you can't hear me, raise your hand, please, because the mask. Is anybody here from the library?
Yes, I am. Hello.
Okay.
I wasn't sure like how close I could get to you guys, so I figured.
Did you?
Lisa, where's the check
And your name is?
Carolyn Rice. And I will let you guys know we started curbside pickup on Monday, so that's been exciting for us. So come on by.
Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Oops, there's a small donation from the township, and thank you for attending our
Yeah,
meeting.
thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I do also just want to let you guys know that we're hoping our final inspection for the new building is going to be completed next month, fingers crossed. So hopefully we'll be in there before the end of the summer.
Did you get delayed at all because of the closures?
Yeah, when construction shut down, we had to shut down as well. We did have, we were able to continue our roof because we were getting water inside. So we had an exemption for that. And now once it's picked up, we're pretty much right back on track with where we left off. No time really besides being off, but everything's moving right along.
Good. Great.
Thank you for attending our meeting, Carolyn.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Carol.
Last meeting, after the meeting, we had an executive session for personnel matters only. It was Thursday, and there were no decisions made. Okay. Department head, police department chief.
Good evening.
Good evening, chief.
So I had my report, and as I stated before, I knew that the calls for service would begin to increase. We had 612 for May. That's up from 503 in April. And crashes remained even. The traffic citations went up 48 from the 3 that were issued in April. So things are getting back to normal for us, or as normal as they can right now. We completed 7 speed details since the last chief's report. 62 citations were issued, 32 warnings were issued, and 1 wanted subject was located during those. There were several held in Denver Borough, several held in East Cocalico. So that's through the grant money that we get from the Safety Commission, or the Traffic Safety Commission. So there will be more in the future as the money continues through the grants. So,
Good.
National Night Out. Quick discussion on it. Many departments and township boroughs are canceling it for the year 2020. We originally wanted to push it back to October 5th. And I was hoping that we could do it, but the entire logistics thing, we weren't allowed to meet for quite a while in reference to it, and it takes a lot of planning. And the people that set that up are phenomenal. And Corporal Savage came to me and talked to me a little bit about the planning, and he brought a good point to me, saying he doesn't know that this is the best time right now to be soliciting donations from businesses. With everything going on, and that's how we support that night. So it would be my suggestion that we cancel National Night Out for the year 2020, as many other departments and townships have done. So that's agreeable. I don't know if you have any other thoughts on that, but Officer Roger Kreischer is going to be recognized on the 23rd, I believe it is, by Lancaster County DUI Association for being nominated and named one of the top guns in Lancaster County. So I think, if I calculated it right, and if he did, this was his 6th year in a row that he'll be getting it. So it goes on the highest number of DUI arrests in the department, and he had a number of them, I think it was in the high 20s. I have to look at the exact number again. But, so he'll be receiving that, and they usually have a luncheon and a training session. All that's been canceled except for the actual Top Gun Award, which he's going to go down and receive that at the training center. And if I may ask for a motion to hire Tyler Lehman as a level 1 officer for the police department. And his starting date would be July 13th of 2020. The background is completed. All the other requirements are completed. They were done just this week. We received everything back we needed to. And I'm asking permission to hire Mr. Lehman. So I think we need a motion for that. So,
Yeah, I'll make that motion to hire Tyler Lehman as an officer to the East Cocalico Township Police Force with a starting date of July 13th, 2020.
Okay, and I'll second that. Any comments or questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. Thank you.
and the last thing I have, I received a call yesterday from a resident on North Reamstown Road, specifically 235 North Reamstown Road. It was at the corner of Reamstown Road and Loush Road. And he has had contact with me before, talking about the trucks that are not supposed to be on Loush Road, but they're coming up Loush Road. And we had a lengthy discussion on whose responsibility is, what we can do about it. He also had some complaints about people not stopping at the stop signs on North Reamstown Road, both ways at Loush Road. So that's something that we can look into and deal with. But in reference to the trucks, basically what they're doing is, I believe they're coming from south Muddy Creek. They're realizing at the last minute, if I continue to go straight, I'm going to end up having to get on the turnpike, which is not where they want to go. So then they'll turn left and go on the Loush Road. It's not made for trucks, it's a narrow road. And when they turn from Loush Road onto North Reamstown Road, most likely to go towards Colonel Howard Boulevard, they're cutting through his yard, they're damaging it. He's actually taken pictures of trucks before, license plates, and we've made contact with the people, but he doesn't see it every time it happens because it's happening quite frequently. I said I would bring it up tonight to have a discussion on it. Some of the things that we talked about was maybe better signage on Loush Road, but again, if the truck is coming across and it's on Trost Road and it has a choice between the turnpike or Loush, even though there's a big sign that says no trucks, I would be willing to bet they're going to go on Loush Road. So he made the suggestion, and I think it's a good possibility, if somebody from the township would potentially talk to the company at Acme, maybe putting signage in their parking lot as the trucks are leaving Acme, so they know how to get to 222 as opposed to going straight across. So again, I'm not sure. I believe that will help the situation a lot. They are looking to get back to 222 in most cases. They're just not going up and then coming down Lesher Road. So unfortunately, they're
I
going to
think there is a sign right there across from.
Yes, but I'm wondering if we would talk to Acme and maybe cooperate and put something right there in their property or on their property as the trucks are leaving also. Because if they're looking for traffic, they may not look across and see those signs.
So be right at their facility,
Right.
right where they're stopped.
Right.
Yeah. It's actually it's a pretty good
It's
idea.
an idea, yeah.
Yeah.
You think, Tony?
I can reach out, I have contacts at Acme, I'll reach out, talk with them about that. In reference to the chief's comment, they're hitting this gentleman's front yard, and we have large wooden posts positioned around the radius of that curb there to try and keep them from hitting the stop signs. After the chief told me about that, talked to the road crew, they went out and they basically put the post back in the ground, so everything looks nice and neat. I followed up a little bit later to make sure that was done. That's about as good as we can do. The right of way on both those roads is 33 feet overall. It's definitely not for tractor trailers to be turned. But again, these guys follow their GPS after they made a mistake. That's how they end up there. But I'll reach out to Adam.
Okay.
We also got a letter of thank you for the police department's help when they did the 2020 graduation parade.
Oh, we received all those too. That was a very neat evening. With everyone lined up along the route. I was pleasantly, I wasn't surprised because I figured it was going to be like that, but I was very happy with the turnout and that. And they said thank you numerous times. And again, we are receiving thank yous from citizens. Lunch today, we got lunch again from a gentleman up from Old Homestead Development. Numerous people are bringing things in. We try to get most of it on our Facebook page. But, I mean, we appreciate that everybody is thanking us. And we're here for the community, and hopefully we have that relationship and it continues. So that's all I have.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Any questions?
Hey, Alan, you might want to also talk to the Turnpike Commission. This is one of the few interchanges where you can't make a U-turn. You go in there, and most of the other interchanges allow you to turn around and come back out because people decide they don't either want to go in the Turnpike or they made the wrong route. You can't make a U-turn here on ours legally. There's a lot you can, but this one you can't. I don't know why, but it's,
Yeah, it's a good
you
point,
know.
Doug. We can look into that too. That'll be fun changing that.
well, that's their, I mean, it's just taking some of those reflectors down and put
Yeah.
a sign up, you turn allowed. The other ones are pretty easy.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Doug. Any other questions of the chief? Okay, thank you. Tony?
Yes, good evening, everybody. You should have a copy of my report. I'll keep it brief. We did have 34 new applications this past month, 28 permits issued, 18 in review, and 5 pickup. There were 7 new single-family homes permitted in the month of May. We had 10 certificates of occupancy and 1 false alarm violation. We did have 3 cases for the month of May. 2 of them were granted, 1 was denied. That's for the zoning hearing board. And I do have 2 new cases for July, but no new cases in June. And as far as they go, we have a gentleman, Brian and Lucinda Asper, are looking for a special exception, basically to change the use from a hair salon to a financial advisory business down there at 860 North Reading Road. And then we have Joseph and Sarah Martin are looking for approval for a breeding kennel over at their ag property on West Woodsville Road. They'll be before the zoning hearing board. Skipping down through all of the zoning stuff, like I said, we're busy as all get out right now, but I do have a detailed report also for the road crew activity for the month. And I won't go through all of that because it is pretty lengthy. The gentlemen have been busy. We've been on top of just about anything that needs to be done here in the township, weather permitting, obviously, in some of these cases. But as far as all the outstanding PA1 calls, they have been reviewed, addressed, and satisfied, so now we're up to date on those. Road crew members have been rotating in the operation, getting familiar with all the aspects of the new equipment that we recently purchased. They're continuing the mowing and the weed whacking throughout the township, on township properties, parks, all that good stuff, the roadways. One other item, the old John Deere mower that was traded in, we did have several pieces of equipment, actually additional mower deck and some augers that were prepared to be put on the municipal. I think Lisa has that ready to go. And I guess once the board approves that to be done, we can get rid of that equipment. And that's basically it for me tonight. Unless you have some questions on any particular items, I'll be happy to answer.
Anybody have any questions of Tony? Okay, thank you, Tony.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, do you want to make a motion that we allow that, those items to be sold on the municipal? didn't know about it.
You want to make that motion?
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll make a motion that the old John Deere, as we call it, the old Deere mowing attachments, that we prepare those and post those for bid on municipal, because those can no longer be used by our equipment.
Correct.
Yep, second that. Any comments or questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carried.
Other thing, before we jump down to the road department, can we go back up and approve the past meeting minutes,
That's
please?
what I was gonna do right now. Okay. Any additions or corrections of the past meeting minutes?
I do not have it.
I don't have it either. I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes as presented.
I'll second that.
Any comments or questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. Thank you. List of bills.
Okay, treasurer's report. List of bills is $142,717.07. Of that, the general fund was $130,382.31, with the light fund being $12,334.76. Any questions?
Yeah, Jeff, Eckert, Siemens, and Sharon, what, can you tell me what the $2,754 is for?
I believe that was various issues we were working on. It was more than just one. You're looking for clarification.
Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head.
Okay.
I'd be happy to get that list for
You
you.
can pull that out.
Okay. And while we're on it, I have a few other,
I remember, it was more than one issue.
It
There
was
was,
more
I
than
think
one
there was
issue.
three or four there.
Okay.
But the personnel issues that have been going on.
all right. Who is Gerard for $7,000? What's that all about?
That is our pension. It's $3,500 each. They're our pension advisors. $3,500 for the police pension and $3,500 for the non-uniform. They're our
So
advisory service.
they split it down the middle, even though one's
Yep.
3/4 of the bill?
Yep.
Okay.
I asked that too.
Pardon?
I asked that too.
Yeah, it doesn't seem quite right. Just one other one, LNP.
Big
What?
Lancaster News.
Yeah, that's for ads for,
We decided to run the Public Works Director again. We didn't get a whole lot of response as the Public Works Director, so we reworded it to say road/Public Works Foreman, and that has helped. I've gotten in some good applicants now, so
okay. All right, and that was for how long, Penny? Just one time?
just one time. Yeah, but it also goes out onto monster.com and it goes to a couple different places and remains on those online sites for a while.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it seems like with the newspaper business, with less advertising, maybe Larry could even refer to this, that the rates are going up. You know, whenever you want to put something in there, it gets expensive.
Yep.
And, but maybe it'll come down someday. Oh, Larry? Yeah. Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Okay, any other questions? Motion to second. Do we have a second?
I will say.
Super.
Okay, all, any other questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Thank you. Land planning.
All right, two quick things on my list for tonight. The first one is Carriage Hill. If you remember the last meeting, we had a couple waivers that the board discussed, commented upon, and approved. Again, this is a development not far down the road. We're trying to complete phases 3 and 4. Phases 1 and 2 were previously approved, previously built. The landmark is coming back, and they're looking to finish the development. And so the motion tonight would be to accept the written time extension offer as submitted by the applicant's consultant dated June 5th, 2020, which will extend the deadline for action on the Carriage Hill Phase 3 and 4 preliminary final subdivision plan until August 27th, 2020.
Nobody's here to represent that tonight. Okay. Okay, I'll make that motion.
I'll second that.
Any comments or questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. Thank you.
And as a quick background of that project, I did talk to the applicant and applicant consultant this past week. They were not planning to come to this meeting because they do have a couple cleanup items that are remaining, but they will come to the most likely end of July meeting. I think we missed the first one. But
16.
they will be back to discuss some of the topics that we discussed last meeting. Second one on my list is Mount Zion Baptist Church. Mount Zion Baptist Church is over off Denver Road behind the Comfort Inn across from the Turkey Hill property. As you know, they're looking to expand their church facilities and provide more access, greater access for additional people. As you know, they were trying to work out some kinks with some water and some sewer lines. They are a group that is designing by committee. There are a bunch of people helping with that project, so it may be taking a little longer than other aspects of other related commercial projects. So for this month, the motion would be to accept the written time extension offer as submitted by applicant consultant dated June 11th, 2020, which will extend the deadline for action on the Mount Zion Baptist Church final land development plan until September 16th, 2020.
Anybody here representing that plan? No. Okay, I'm looking for a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
I'll second it.
Any comments or questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. Thank you.
That is all for our list tonight. If there are any questions,
Thank you.
Thank you, Casey.
Resolution 2020-06 road projects for signatures. Road project motion to adopt resolution 2020-06 awarding the 2020 road projects number 1 to Stewart and Tate, project number 3 to Alan Myers. I'll make that motion. Any comments or, any second?
I'll second.
Any comments or questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carried.
Alan, just for clarification, so
Yes.
project 1 is the Hillside Acres development,
Mhm.
and project 3 is the homestead developments. That's what we're referring to. Okay?
Next is a motion, CM High motion to adopt and authorize signature to CM High 2020-21 preventative maintenance proposal for all traffic signals located within the township at a cost of $2,895.
Do you know whether that was an increase or
No, stay the same.
stayed the same?
They do a good job, I think.
Okay.
I'm looking for somebody to make that motion.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Any comments or questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. Thank you. Mower document for signature.
This is one that you had pre-approved at the last meeting, provided all the, it was reviewed by the solicitor and everything was okay and in order, and it is now, it's ready for your signature. So just a motion to authorize the execution of that, the lease agreement.
I'll make that motion. Aren't you gonna second it?
I'll second that.
Any comments or questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. Thank you. Toll road permission.
And this is for Reamstown Fire Company. They'd like to perform their annual toll road fundraiser event, and they would like to hold at the intersections of Reamstown Road and Church Street on Friday, July 3rd, between the hours of 7 a.m. and 6 p.m., and that could be your motion if you would like to make that, sir.
That's the active
It's a special
That's-
one. You normally don't do it the 4th, you usually do it. You usually do yours Black Friday, right?
Yeah, but we
You
didn't,
couldn't do it.
we couldn't do this.
So you want to do it. I'll make that motion.
I'll second that.
All
How many hours are you gonna stand out there, Harvey?
I'll be here, I don't know. Depends how many people show up.
Depends on the humidity for the day.
Yeah, well, how full his bucket gets.
Just don't forget to drive through a couple times.
Yeah.
Don't take down a route, you know, don't go,
All right.
You know,
try to
block
miss
them-
it.
Block them roads off.
Yeah. Every mite's close yet.
So it's Park Street, yeah, okay. Any other comments or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. Thank you. All business be tabled to the next meeting. New business.
With the exception of MS4, Ken, do you have the report on that?
Yeah, I've been busy trying to catch up on inspections of both BMPs and his stormwater facilities like basins, et cetera, and stormwater outfalls, places where the stormwater is actually released into a stream. And I've gotten quite a few of them done. I still have a fairly long list of ones that I need to get to. The outfalls are complicated because they have to be done in what's considered dry weather. It can't rain within a couple of days when you do them. And so that, at least this week's going to be kind of limited. But it was, mention came around of the Meadow project in on Church Street at the park. I was in contact with Allison Gibson of the Lancaster Clean Water Partners about that, and we'll be contacting a person from the Chesapeake Bay Alliance in Lancaster to come up and do a site visit so we can get started on planning. Because that project's going to involve volunteers, it's probably not physically going to happen this year, but we can plan it and make all the arrangements so that it can happen next year.
And your proposal again on that was
Is
just
that
for
there's
a
area,
descriptive purpose?
there's almost an area that's being mowed that really isn't being used for anything. And part of it would be converted into a wildflower meadow type of thing that you mow once a year instead of once a week during the summer. And aesthetically, they're nice if you get them going well. It's done right. And also, there was an area along Church Street where we were going to plant some trees to get more riparian buffer going instead of lawn.
And this is all in Fishing Creek Park.
In that same parcel, some of it was down behind the Triple G stores,
Okay.
businesses. There's a pretty good area back there that's mowed that really isn't accessed for any purpose that could be converted back to trees for water quality protection.
So this had all went to the planning, the Park and Rec Commission, Park and Rec Board, and they all agreed to it, and they're sending it back to the board for their approval to do this.
Well, I was a little skeptical about, you know, taking the whole area and jumping into it on the first year. Just, you know, perhaps a smaller area to see on a trial and error basis to see if it's going to work. You were talking before just interseeding it within the grass there, or killing the grass and all flowers?
Usually what we do is kill off the existing grass, and that's how you control what's growing there. The idea is to try to, as much as possible, to get it to come up in native vegetation, native grasses, and native wildflowers, rather than invasive species.
Well,
I think we'd like to see an exact proposal before we vote on anything, though.
but did the rec board have a specific proposal for that site? Was it that they looked at or reviewed?
It was a discussion at the meeting. There isn't a specific plan, which is what we would be working on in the next few weeks with the Chesapeake Bay Alliance.
Of course, when you involve them, they don't want to work on any small trial area, do they?
Right.
Probably all
The area involved is a little bit shy of an acre. But it's
Give it a whirl.
it's kind of not practical to do, you know,
A plot.
a
yeah.
20 by 20 plot that isn't going to show anything.
Yeah.
You need to do at least a reasonably sized area to see what it's going to be like. And if you don't like the outcome, you can always turn it back to grass.
Well, that would be on us probably at that point.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. You're recommending it though.
Yes. Because we can get funds to establish it, and in future years, you cut your mowings from 25 to 1 or 2.
There might be maintenance items in between though.
There could be, but that probably you try to set up to be done by volunteers to come in periodically and pull out invasive species and get it started.
Okay, yeah. RC, you okay with it?
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I think-
Code.
Alan, just a question.
Yeah.
You're talking about the area like from the old township building, the old gray building, up to what we call Fishing Creek Park. Is that right?
That's that whole parcel, yes.
Yeah.
It's all
Did-
one parcel.
I'm gonna look at Tony. Have we got the boundaries straightened out over there as far as people encroaching on it that live along that road?
We have had that, as you know, Doug, we had that surveyed
I know
several
that.
years ago. And all of the people have pretty much respected it. Now, we've got 1 or 2 that continue to do that. I've recently sent them letters. They're compliant again. But, you know, it's a give and take thing there. They're always kind of pushing it.
Give and take, you take them down to the JG,
Exactly.
District Justice. That
The
takes care
other
of it.
issue is they don't see where these pins are, you know, nobody knows. Some of those are rentals. I think, quite honestly, a couple of pieces of split rail fence would really help that whole situation. But again, that's a cost to the township, and I'm not eager to spend township money doing that either. But that's the situation we have. We've got 8 or 9 property owners there, and I can honestly say there's one that continually needs reminding.
Well, you know, I think you and I, when I was on the board, we had that discussion, and
Right.
the easiest way is District Justice is always looking for, that'll straighten them out.
And
I mean, I don't know how many times you gotta tell somebody to get off your property.
well, the one person I'm talking about was to the district magistrate once already and spent over $1,400 in fines and
And
court
they must have
costs.
a lot of money.
He must, but I have no problem doing that again.
So, you know, if you're gonna waste your effort and time to go in and try and beautify this place, and the guy's just continually violating it, you're just,
We're wasting time.
when are you gonna stop?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Doug. Any other comments or questions? Okay. New business, right?
Right.
East Cocalico swim team discussion.
That's us already? Okay. Hello.
Hello.
I think that you guys all have our proposal from Penny. I do have an update to that, if I can approach the
Yes.
board and
Yes.
bring a copy
You
of
know-
that.
We should check your temperature first. No, I'm just kidding.
I have a- You can pass them down. And then I have 2 copies, just because I didn't want to kill my printer, and we were going to be at the township office to make copies.
We only have 2 copies.
You know, I have 5 of those,
We have one.
and then I have 2 of these. This is from the USASwimming.org website, like official guidelines from USA Swimming. All right.
Okay.
So Amy, this is not in that packet, that's the addition.
Correct. It
Okay.
says update on the top.
Yep.
That's an addition, and I'll go over that. And I'll try to not take so much time. First of all, we would like to thank you for adding the Cocalico swim team to the agenda tonight with such short notice. As most of you are aware, there was some miscommunication between the township and the swim team board. We recognize that these are unprecedented times, and the guidelines have not been very clear to all of those wishing to get the children some sense of normalcy. I propose that we let water run under the bridge, and tonight we work together to devise a plan to get these kids in the water. We would also like to acknowledge the township's perseverance on being one of the first pools in the county to open. We know that residents are currently enjoying cooling off in the pool, and we thank you for all of your efforts. So with that being said, you do have a copy of our proposal for a summer camp. First, I would just like to explain to you what LSSL, Lancaster Summer Swim League, meant by canceling the swim season for the season. That just meant that all teams can then do what their county government, their local government would allow them to do. When we're not part of an organized team, then we can kind of go rogue and function on our own and do whatever we can. So that was the reason that LSSL did cancel the league. They did know that CV didn't open their pool and that Leola didn't open their pool, and a couple other pools were not going to open, and that was another driving factor. So I did want to also define a summer camp. We are proposing a summer camp because I did include in the email to Penny the link to the summer camp guidelines from the CDC. And if anybody wishes to...
That's in their packet.
Okay, I was going to say. And as you can tell, those guidelines are a lot looser than what the teams and organized sports guidelines are.
Yeah, because the team in sports is very
Right.
specific.
And actually, you are, right now they're allowing professional sports teams and anything that's affiliated with high school sports teams to practice and get together. They're not doing games yet, but they're not allowing K through 12 organized sports that's not affiliated with the school. So like CBO, Cocalico baseball, the swim team. So it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense what these guidelines are, and we recognize that,
They
you know,
keep changing every week, too.
yeah, and so we're just trying to get these kids in the water the best way that we can. And we felt as a board that as a summer camp, that it imposes the least amount of restrictions. So just to briefly go over the summer camp proposal, and let me just grab my updates that I have, because I don't want to miss them. Did you guys have any questions about the summer camp proposal that we had? The safety factors. We are, as you see in the update, we did get together this week. We kind of wanted to nail down some times and some other details of it to run by you. We do recognize that you have a swim lap lane for the residents of the pool. And one thing that we're proposing, we'd like to run our camp for 3 consecutive weeks. We'd like to start it after the July 4th weekend. We'd like to run it starting July 6th for 3 weeks after that. We would like to do 2 time slots, 8:30 to 10, and then 10:15 to 11:30. And that 15-minute interval would give us time to get everybody out of the first group and then get clean up if we need to, and then get people back in. We would allow 30 swimmers per group, and they all must be a swim team registered member. So they have to join the swim team and be a registered swimmer. And we are not taking any, we would not be taking any like new swimmers that can't swim a lap of the pool. This would be for more experienced swimmers. You know, young kids, they do need to make sure that they can swim across the pool, because now would not be the time to, be teaching them anything. This is going to be something that will work on skills, weekly, dives, flip turns, things like that. We have taken guidance from the USA Swimming facility reopening plan, which I gave you. And I know that a lot of communities around us, Denver's going to be practicing, New Holland's practicing, Ephrata is going to be having a 4-week swim camp. And I know that you, with your swim lap, you guys said that 2 people are allowed in a lane at the same time. And there's no hard and fast guidelines on that. So we would like to have 30 swimmers in each group. That would be our maximum. That would be the cutoff. And we would utilize only 5 of our 6 lanes. That way we could keep 1 lane open for your pool members to do their lap swimming. So even though we would be having our camp, they could still do the lap lane swimming. And that could continue. You could keep that lap lane in the pool, all summer long during regular pool hours, and that could maybe monetize the lap lane for the public. We would conduct temperature checks at the top of the hill. We decided that that would work best for all when they come in, that they come to the top of the hill, we do a temperature check, we register it, and then they walk down and they're ready to get in the pool.
The only trouble with the temperature check, if they're out in the sun,
Yes,
That
we
would-
did discuss that.
yeah.
That
Because,
could be a false reading.
Yeah,
So-
because I did a Zoom meeting with the Pennsylvania Park Association, and somebody brought that up and said temperature checks in the sunny day aren't really accurate.
Yeah, we actually had one of our members went to a dental appointment and her air conditioning in her car wasn't working right and it gave a higher reading. So they did let her,
So,
hold off
so
and
that's,
come back.
I was gonna get a infrared thermometer for the pool, but after that discussion, I figured, well, it's worthless.
Yeah, I mean, if that would not be a stipulation that we would have to
don't
adhere
think
to,
it'd be-
we would be more than happy to not.
Just tell them that they're 6 days at home. That's
Right,
it. Yeah.
okay, perfect.
I think you would have to sign that waiver like everyone
Yeah.
else did.
Yeah, and you saw, I took a waiver, and we could certainly use the pool's waiver. I took one from offline and just kind of changed the wording a little bit, that everybody would have to sign before they would.
Well, the waiver, the advantage for our waiver is that we've already run that one through legal.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes,
Yeah.
they would need that
So-
one.
So if we could use yours, that would be great.
You
Yeah.
Then,
want to use,
then we'd want a waiver between your group and the township too.
Right,
yeah, they're two distinct waivers,
Yeah,
okay.
so
right?
we'll have to get one modified, because
Okay.
you have your own insurance, right?
We do, and and I sent that to Penny, we are able to operate a swim camp, but they all must be registered members of the
Yeah,
swim
she,
team.
she has all her insurance information in, and that's all what I need. So,
Well, then-
yeah, that's good.
And as most every year, like, in February, I sent you a copy of it.
Yeah.
Before this all happened,
Right.
the new swim team, so I think we should have a contract between the swim team and the township.
Absolutely, yeah,
So that'll
yeah.
have to
As
be
per every year, it is a
Yeah.
contract.
It'll be a
and-
different
Yeah.
type of contract though, but we'll need that
Right.
to cover you and us.
Right, and you would just need to let us know, we calculated that the 3 weeks of camp would be about 45 hours. So, you would just need to let us know what you want to do. If you want to, whatever you want to do.
No, we can
Couple-
negotiate that
Couple of
too.
questions for you.
Yes,
Okay, being very familiar with the swimming side of
Yes.
things. The older swimmers, 6 in the lane's no big deal, those kids know how to space, right? Are you comfortable with 6 in the lane for the younger swimmers?
well, I am, and here's why. So the pool can have 130 people maximum capacity right now, and feasibly, all those 130 people could get in the pool. And I do know that, there are signs at the pool that say that the chlorine and the sun kill the COVID. So, I feel confident that whether there's 6 kids in the lane or 20 kids in the lane, that it really makes no difference. Now, are we gonna have 20 kids in the lane? No. We're gonna try to, have as much of a sense of normalcy as a practice as we can. Will kids maybe bump into each other like the little kids while they're swimming? Possibly.
Well, I'm thinking,
You know.
I'm thinking more when they get to the end of the lane, they're gonna accordion.
Well,
They
they're,
all do that.
yeah, and
So you're gonna end up having 2 or 3 or 4 bunched up at the end of the lane until they slot back out.
right, and that will depend on what their practice is. I guess I feel like it's no different than, the kids playing in the pool right now. I mean, I know that they're all on top of each other. And we want to give them a safe environment, but signing that waiver, everybody is going to be made aware that, it's kind of like when you're riding a motorcycle. You choose to wear a helmet or you choose not to wear a helmet. And, if parents don't feel safe with what we're proposing for their kids, then they don't sign their kids up. I think that we do have to kind of put some of that liability back on the parents, and that's why they're going to sign that liability waiver.
Yeah,
And I see the proposal, the parents drop the child off, they don't
Yes.
come into the pool area, so
Yes.
it's just,
We would not allow parents to
Yeah.
practice. We do have a couple, I think there was one parent that, said that they would want to be there, and we were like, this isn't the year for you then. We hate to turn them away, but that's just the best way.
Yeah.
Parents, the kids have to be dressed and ready to go They have to arrive on time, not early. They can't congregate at the entrance.
Yeah.
They can't hang around after practice and wait. They gotta come, they gotta do their thing, they gotta leave.
Yeah.
They can't use the locker room. I mean, bathrooms would be for emergency purposes, but no going in and changing or anything like that. They have to bring their own water bottle. They can't share their goggles. They can't share their equipment. So,
It's trying time.
So if no parent's gonna be in with them, who's gonna police these children?
our coach, and then we're gonna have parent volunteers
All right.
that would be there.
Amy, let me give you some information, because I think it'll help you guys out a little bit. We're going through this in our household with other sports. It's just, it's difficult to say the least.
Yeah.
In terms of getting these kids back,
Yeah,
right? And they gotta go back.
they have to
because
go back.
They
It's,
gotta
you know, for
start
the
getting
mental
back.
health, you
Right.
know, these
Well-
kids have to go back.
They gotta be getting back some of their
Yeah.
sense of normalcy.
Right.
Right? But one of the things that they're doing at our gym is they're using Google Docs,
Okay.
okay? And what they're doing with Google Docs, besides the waivers we had to sign, Google Docs, they're sending out a daily email prior to practice.
Okay.
It's going out first thing in the morning. And what they're doing is, in that Google Docs, it's got a handful of questions on there.
Okay.
And those are the preliminary screening questions. And if any of them are yes, they're not even allowed to go to the gym,
Gotcha.
to show up to then be screened at the gym.
Right.
Okay? But I can send this to you later
Sure.
if you're interested. But what they're actually doing is, you know, is the temperature about 100, these are the questions, about 104. Have you had close contact with a confirmed case of COVID-19, as best they know, yes or no? Have they had a cough, shortness of breath, or a sore throat? Did they have a recent loss of taste or smell? Do you have vomiting or diarrhea in the last 24 hours? Those are the questions, right? And then we're virtually signing that daily.
Okay.
And that's daily in addition to the waiver
Okay.
of all liability we had to sign for them to go back anyway.
Okay.
So that gives you almost a double protection on the liability side, something to think about.
Would that be like a stipulation that the Board of Supervisors would make, or a suggestion?
I think it's just a
Yeah,
suggestion,
I'm just giving you guys,
Yeah.
an
Understood.
idea.
I'm comfortable with what I see, I'm just
Yeah.
giving you another piece of data
Right.
of what some of the other organizations are doing and the layers that they're putting in there to make it very, very, very clear.
Right.
You know, if these kids show any kinds of symptoms, they shouldn't be there.
Right. And we are hoping that, you know, people use their common sense, but, you know, we've all been there and, you know, done that with people that don't use their common sense, but.
The only other question I have is for the board is, actually mainly for Alan. We put in place the 10 to 12, and the reason we put in, just so you know, the discussions we had was the 10 to 12 lap swimming was really designed to help out our neighboring communities where they couldn't do the lap swimming at the Ephrata Rec anymore, they couldn't do it at the Lidditz Rec,
Right.
they just couldn't get in to do it. So it was to help a portion of the population besides East Cocalico to get back in
Right.
and start working out. Did we sell any of those passes yet? So we did sell 2 of them
Two
so
of them,
far.
that's it,
Yeah. See what
so
I'm,
far, only two.
So 2 would fit in that 6 lane.
right, the only concern I'm having right now is we made a commitment from
Right.
that 10 to 12, right?
Are you gonna open that up for all 6 lanes, or?
The intent was all 6 lanes originally, right? And then we actually talked about, because it was so new, give it 2 or 3 weeks and see what the feedback was, right? So as of now, we've got 2.
Two people, and the one never showed up yet.
Because
signed up.
they're gonna be in and out.
Yeah.
Um,
I can tell you, I mean, I think
Can
that
you
that's
st-
awesome, and it's great, and
But can you start the younger, not the younger
Yeah.
ones, can you start the older kids earlier?
well, that is what we're the older kids would go first.
Right, but they're from 8:30 to 10:30.
Yeah.
Can you get them in there at 7:30?
Well, we gotta think about our cost too.
Yeah, you gotta think about the cost of lifeguards
We gotta get
too.
lifeguards in there now.
Yeah, because I'm gonna
No,
have that.
I agree, I'm just
Yeah.
I'm just asking a question,
Yeah.
because then there's all these other
And I'm
impacts.
watching the money.
Yeah, I mean, if it, I know you sold two, can you update the website and let, put it on the website that, the swim team is going to be having a summer camp for their swim team members these 3 weeks, and, I mean, I know that that's an issue, and that's why we thought, well, we can give you one of our lap lanes while we're conducting the swim camp. And then, like I said, you can keep that lap lane in all day.
No, not the design of the pool, we don't have a zero entry pool.
Right.
So the lap lane restricts in and out of either side, so that's why I don't like them in there. They're a safety hazard.
Yeah, it's just the design of the pool.
Right, right.
Plus,
I know.
when you go from the 4 foot to the 5 foot, you need the buoys there too, and you have a lap lane and that restricts it too.
Is there a reason why the Effort Rec Center can have the lap lanes in?
I don't know the design of their pool.
It's just a straight triangle.
Do they have a buoy between the deep and the shallow end of it though?
I can't recall, but you can
No.
attach the buoy to the lap lane and still have the buoy.
When you do your practices, you take that buoy line out that
Right.
restricts the shallow to the deep end.
Right, I was suggesting when you
Oh,
open it.
yeah, you know what, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
You have a line going across. I
Yeah,
mean,
the 5 foot area, because it gets
Yeah.
real deep there,
yeah.
because
I
it's
mean,
not.
you could just get we could even maybe look into getting a line that goes from the lap lane that's in across the pool, just like it stops, and that way you still have that line,
But
or not.
when you have little kids,
Yeah,
they're not gonna listen to
okay,
that line there, you know that.
right.
Because people, I know I've adults come in later in the afternoon and want to swing back and forth, and the kids are in the road all the time. They just go wherever they go. And most of what we have at our pool are young families. The later teenagers go to Effort already, Adamstown. Well, they won't go to Adamstown, I don't think, this year, but they go to Effort. So we have mostly younger children.
Yeah,
Do you have the 60 swimmers committed already?
we do not, we haven't opened it up yet. I mean, we have parents that are daily asking us, are you gonna, and here's our thing. Denver's having a swim team, New Holland's having a swim team, Effort is having a summer camp. And our swim team has really grown over the last few years. We placed last year in divisionals, and we have brought in a lot of young families to the swim team, which then in turn, they buy pool passes and they come to the pool. So, I mean, we really do feel that we've grown our swim team to a really good point that, we've helped out the pool. And I don't really know where I was going with that.
You had a very successful swim team last year.
Yeah, I mean, we did,
That's great.
and we have parents that are asking, I know where I was going with that. We have parents that are asking us about it, and a lot of them are saying, if you guys aren't gonna have anything, then maybe we'll have to go somewhere else. And to me, that speaks that if they go somewhere else this year, guess what's gonna happen next year?
Yeah.
They're not coming back. And then that means that they're also not coming back to Reamstown Pool. They're gonna find a home in Denver or Ephrata or New Holland, and we don't want that. We wanna it's hard enough to get our swimmers already and then to lose them. And it's just so tough right now. I mean, everybody's struggling.
We just lost 3 months of national level kids not practicing. National level kids cannot lose 3 months.
Yeah,
And I know how you feel. I mean, they literally just lost 3 months. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, so we're here, we're just trying to see what we can do. We know you have the lap lane, and I know that's that could be an issue. So,
I think we could work with
I
that.
mean, that's what I'm trying to figure out here is doing it in such a way we can blend it, right? Like, do the older kids start at 8? Just as an example, do the older kids start at 8? And then the younger kids start half hour earlier also, and then you bleed them into 11 o'clock. So there's a solid hour there. But from 10 to 11, can we at least leave 2 lanes there, because they're the younger kids, 2 lanes there for the lap swimmers? Now, the thing might be, we might hit, and we can keep an eye on it, right, together.
right,
And we might hit the end of June, and we only have 5 lap swimmer passes that were sold.
right.
Then we can,
Yeah,
Adjust
I think
from
we
there.
just need to adjust as we go.
right,
Yeah.
Because you gentlemen did put that lap lane out intentionally for the swimmers to
Right.
keep them in shape.
Right,
That was the whole purpose of this
Right.
board committed to do that.
right,
It
And
was
that's
to
been
get the older
advertised,
kids
and we
in.
have to keep that. Now, we only have 2 at the moment,
right.
so I think the 1 lane would be fine. But I think if that grows throughout the season, then, we're all just gonna have to give and take a little.
Yeah, we're cool with that. I mean, we can bend and adjust and work together.
So what I'm asking you and I'm asking my fellow board members then is, if we did the adjustment now for 8 o'clock, Alan, Jeff, right? You need an hour and a half for the older ones.
That's what we were
Roughly.
proposing. Yeah, an hour just doesn't seem like enough, until you get in there and get going. It's like, boom, the hour's up. So we were, we didn't want to push it with asking for too much. We tried to ask for as little as we could. We thought an hour and a half was,
So if they went from 8 to 9:30 and you still had your 15 minutes, right? Because you guys are confident you can get them switched over in 15 minutes and clean, right?
yep,
So then you go 9:45, 9:45 to,
9:45.
how much time you guys?
10:45 to 11,
So 11.
yeah,
To 11
right,
for the younger ones,
Yeah.
right? And then that leaves that solid hour for the lap lane swimmers.
right.
But at least that way from the 10 to 11, if you could leave for now 2 lanes open, set aside for the lap lane swimmers. And then again, we'll look at it in a couple of weeks, we'll keep an eye on it. And what we could probably do, Alan, is let Amy know weekly,
Yeah, and we,
at
yeah,
the
we
end of the
can
week, how many did we
reevaluate,
sell in the lap lanes? So
Right.
that way you guys have a heads up a week in advance.
Right, right, yeah, because we would only be proposing to start July 2nd, so that it's still a little bit of ways away.
Yeah, that's a couple weeks away.
Yeah,
Okay.
How many more lifeguards are you gonna need, or are we gonna have to hire?
No, we don't have to hire anymore.
You have enough?
I don't have enough.
Cover
Yes,
all
I
the
have.
Half hour earlier.
Yeah, just,
So you're bringing in the 1 lifeguard early, half hour early.
Well, no, a lot
no,
earlier.
2 hours. early.
2 hours, well,
Yeah.
from her, right, from your proposal.
Yeah, but for us, it's, what, 2 hours earlier?
But I have some guards that I could, because of COVID, I have a lot of college people that came back
Okay.
that needed summer jobs, so I have a staff of veteran guards. So I have the guards that fill in.
Will your guards start that early?
Yeah, they did last year.
Yeah.
They won't like it, but they'll start that early. They want the money.
thank you for coming in tonight.
thank you for having us.
I feel like when we had our last meeting, we were flying in the dark a little bit about what your thoughts and the team's thoughts were. There was a proposal out, but nothing in black and white, and it became difficult for us to try and put something together when we didn't have enough facts. You and I talked a week ago about the situation. You told me what your thoughts were going forward, what your ideas for a plan were, and that was informative to me.